the night before Halloween, Ben and, someone come into the dorm. I'm sitting here in my room, and Tim's sitting over there, and we hear voices, and we just assume that Ben brought a friend home and he's going to sleep on the couch. The next morning I wake up, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like, all groggy at my computer. By the way, you're sitting on my printer watching me. That's your point of view, by the way. I'm on my computer, and this kid comes in the door and is like, hey. I'm like, hi, I'm Evan, what's your name? He's like, hi, I'm Mike. And, Tim's like, hi. That's how Tim greets people. Tim doesn't, jump all over them. I do sometimes. I've been known to. Tim doesn't jump on people, but I jump on people. James, I don't know if you jump on people. I jump on people. Kelly, I don't know if you jump on people. I jump on people. Taylor, I don't know if you jump on people. I jump on people. Matt, I don't know if you jump. I jump on people. So this kid, anyway, he's talking about, Medford, Oregon, and la-di-da-di-da. Tim goes off to class. He tells me about how he's left home because his father beats him, and he's been living alone out of his car for 4 weeks. La-di-da-di-da. And I guess the story is that he was in, a desolate parking lot, and he asked Ben if he had a place to stay. And Ben was like, yeah, my dorm. So we brought home a homeless kid. And I was going to do my laundry, and I was heading out the door with my laundry bag, and I was like, Mike, do you need to do laundry? And he goes, yeah. So I paid for his laundry, and I helped him do his laundry, and so on. And we got back, and I was like, Mike, do you need to eat? And he goes, yeah. So I took him to the cafeteria, and I bought him lunch. And then I was like, alright, well, I had a fun time. I gotta go now. Gotta go find a martini glass for my D-bag costume. Ooh, forgot to show you that. My martini glass, and you, spill it on people. I'll tell you more about this later. It's like, oh, Mike says that he can, be like our personal taxi as, sort of return for the generosity we're showing him. So I was like, okay. And he's like, dude, do you like necklaces? And I was like, not really, but he gave me a necklace that his grandmother made out of hematite. I mean, I assume that's what it is. He didn't know, of course, but anyway, we were driving around and find out he doesn't have a license. He's really bad at driving. Can barely obey the signs and shit, doesn't really know what he's doing. Finally get to where we're going to where we're going. He loses control of the car, and we slide into a curb. Almost ruins his tire. I think his axle's okay. His rim was bent, and there was some damage to the tire. Looked like it, if it had been too much deeper, it might have blown. Didn't though. That's good. So we found our way to a Shell station where we tried to jack up the car and take off the lug nuts, where Mike tried to solicit the help of a tweaker with this black matronly accomplice, and she was smoking a cigarette and trying to push on the the thing that you unscrew the lug nuts with, force wrench. And she's like, oh, he gonna be just a second. He gonna be just a second right now. He's doing a drug deal right now. And I was like, okay. Alright. We should not be doing this. And luckily enough, an unfortunately nice man came by and helped us and got tools and, got one lug nut off, but said that we should probably go to an auto parts place with the, air-assisted pneumatic tools and so on. And called Midas for us, found it on his iPhone, and called, and they, got there and they did it for free for us, which was really nice. Switched out the spare and whatnot. We finally got the martini glass, at which point I paid for his parking. Got the martini glass, got back. He wanted Tylenol, so I bought him some Tylenol. And then I sent him off to Gasworks Park, and I came back to the dorm, and I was like, Tim, Taylor, wake up. I can't take any more of this kid. I spent all day with him. Spent so much money on this kid. And they're like, I don't know. So I called Ben, and I was like, Ben, we need to get rid of him. And Ben was like, oh, I'm at a party with Joey and Nick, and I was like, oh god, why? So we're like, okay, we'll just lock the door and he won't get in. Then Chio comes home, and you know, Chio is just like not around. He doesn't know what's going on. So he comes in and he lets in Mike, and we're all like, oop. So Mike's like, I need to call Ben, and I was like, oh, okay, here's the phone. Call Ben, and Ben's like, oh, you need to get out. And Mike was like, okay, I have to get out. And so like the only way to get Mike off my ass so he didn't come trick-or-treating with me, which would have been weird. It's not cool to be the kid in your social group who brings homeless kids trick-or-treating with you. So I just gave him $20 for gas so he would leave me alone. Spent like $40 on this homeless kid. So I went trick-or-treating this year, and I went as a D-bag, and I had my martini glass, and like trick-or-treat, toast, and like the idea was that they'd place candy in my martini glass, and one time this woman just took it and like was like, and like, like she was really funny, but she wasn't. And another time there was this Asian man at a house, and I was like, toast, and he was like handing candy out, and then he took his hand and like over my glass and gave it to Emily instead. And I was like, oh. So I just held up my bag the next time and he gave me candy. But my midterms are done. The end.